Hello, if you're asked to solve this Olympiad Math simplification question, the total square root of 36 divided by 6 minus square root of 35 will give us what? And you will go as fast as just picking up your calculator, pam, to get the solution. But this is far beyond using your calculator. Of course, you can get a solution, but then in solving this question, you have to apply some mathematics logic and then apply some rules of sort. Now, how do we go about doing this? As we solve, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share it with friends and colleagues, and remember to subscribe to my channel for more detailed maths content. Now, let's solve this. First of all, we're going to consider the denominator. The denominator forms an irrational number because we have a square root. Then we have to make it rational by rationalization. Now, when we rationalize, we have to look for the conjugate of that value. And what are the conjugates? The conjugate of 6 minus square root of 35 is 6 plus square root of 35. And hence, we have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by the conjugate. Now, let's get started. Now, to solve this question, as I said, we are going to multiply both the square root, the denominator and the numerator by the conjugate. So hence we are going to multiply 36 divided by 6 minus square root of 35 by 6 plus the square root of 35 divided by 6 plus the square root of 35. Great. Now, having done this, what we need to do is to multiply. Now, in the next step, we're going to multiply the whole expression. Now, this whole expression is going to give me 36 multiplying 6 plus the square root of 35, right? And this will be divided by 6 minus the square root of 35 multiplying 6 plus the square root of 35. Great. Now, in the next step, we are going to simplify further. If we simplify further, we're going to have that expression to become 36 multiplied by 36 is going to give me 216, right? Plus 36 multiplying the square root of 35. And all of these will be multiplied by, this is more of a diff of two squares. So what I'm going to do is I'll take the square of 6, right? Minus the square of 35 square. Great. So from the next step, you'll come to find out that I can simplify this expression. If I simplify this expression, I'm going to have my solution to become 216 plus 36 multiplying the square root of 35 divided by 6 square is going to give me 36 minus, why square root cancel out square, we're going to have that expression to now give me 35. So that has automatically reduced the denominator, and hence my solution will be the square root of 216 plus 36 multiplied by the square root of 35 all divided by 1. Great. Now, in the next step, what I'm simply going to do is to find the square root of 216 plus 36 multiplying the square root of 35. Now, as I told you earlier on, this is where the logic will start being applied. Now, from this expression now, I can find out that I can split up my 36 36 can be equal to 2 multiplied by 18, right? Good. So I can simply expand that to give me the square root of 216 plus 2 multiplied by 18, or multiplied by the square root of 35. Great. Now, having done that, I can still do my expansion further, because if I do my calculations, you come to find out that 18 multiplied by 18 is going to give me 18 times 18, that will give me 324, right? If I still go ahead to find the value of 18 square, 18 square can give me, that is the same thing as 18 times 18, 324. And hence, that tells me that 18 can be equal to the square root of 324. So if this is logical, then I can do something in this expression here. From this expression, I can simply replace 18 with the square root of 324. Now let me do that. In that expression, I'll replace 18 with the square root of 324. Now you can start seeing where I'm seriously heading to with this solution. Plus 2 multiplied by the square root of 324, right? And that will give me multiplying the square root of 35. I've not changed anything. Now in this expression, I can simplify further. If I simplify further, I can just bring up this expression and I'll simplify further. Where I'm going to simplify further is to bring the square root. According to the laws of indices, I can bring in those two square roots. 216 plus 2 multiplying the total square root of 324 multiplying 35. Right? Great. Now, having done this, I also want to do some analysis. Now, let me do some analysis and breakdown. If I have 216, 216 can be equal to 126, right? 126 plus 90 can give me 216. Good. If that is accepted, now I can still go ahead to say, okay, my the other one, 324 can still be equal to, remember we said is 18 multiplying 18, right? And now I can also look at 35 and I say my 35 is equal to 7 multiplied by 5. So if all of this is logical, that means I can impute all of this into my expression and it will make sense. Now that expression will now be equal to the total square root of, instead of 216, I'm going to have 126 plus 90, right, plus 2, right, multiplying the total square root of 18 multiplied by 18 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 5. I did not change anything. Now from this expression now, you can see that I can multiply this 18 by 7 and multiply 18 by 8. 18 times 7 will make that expression to now give me the total square root of 126 plus 90 plus 2, right, plus 2 multiplied by the square root of 126. 18 times 7 is 126, and 18 times 5 is going to give me 90, right? Good. Now, I didn't change anything, and if you see that this expression is coming to look like this other expression, so this can now be equal to the rules of indices gives me the permission to break the square root. So I have 126 plus 90 multiplied by 2 multiplying the square root of 126 multiplying the square root of 90. Great. Now if you look at that question very well, you'll come to see something that from this expression I can simply decide to do something, and what I'm going to do is I can simply decide to let my 126 be equal to the square root of 126 square will still give me 126, right? I did not change anything, and I can equally make my 90 to be equal to the square root of 90 square. I didn't change anything because if square root cancel out square, I'm still going to have 126, so I didn't change anything. So from that expression will now be the total square root of 126, that is the square root of the square of this plus the square of 90 square multiplied by 2 multiplying the square root of 126 multiplying the square root of 90, right? Now from that expression I can now look at that expression very well and then see that that expression is looking like an algebraic formula. Now recall this algebraic formula. If I have a plus b all squared, right, this can be equal to, recall this can be equal to a squared plus b squared plus 2ab. Now from this expression you can see that my a is equal to the square root of 126, right, and my b is equal to the square root of 90. Now if that gives me that, what I simply need to do is to exchange this data. So that means this is going to simply give me the total square root of 126 plus the square root of 90 all squared, and that is what this whole expression is going to give me. Now do you see that? Now from this whole expression, now I can simply look at this and say the square root will cancel out the square. Now this expression is going to give me the square root of 126 plus the square root of 90, right? And so I can expand to find out the perfect square of 126. A perfect square of 126 can give me the square root of 9 multiplied by 14, right, plus the perfect square root of 90 is going to give me 9 multiplied by 10, right? So this is going to give me the square root of 9 multiplying the square root of 14 plus the square root of 9 multiplying the square root of 10. Square root of 9 is absolute 3, so this will be equal to 3 multiplying the square root of 14 plus 3 multiplying the square root of 10. Hence, since they have the same multiplicand, we are going to take out that to be 3 into bracket the square root of 14, right, plus the square root of 10. And this is going to be the solution to that expression given to us up there. Perfect. Now if you see and that is going to be the solution to that expression. I know you did enjoy watching this math solution. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with friends and colleagues, and remember to subscribe to my channel for more simplified math content. Thanks so much for watching, and bye bye for now.